Hey guys, Harry here, and back again on the same day as the last few videos. If you see me running in with a tank top and shades on, off this house. This has been a few days since I recorded a video, but I'll be off this house tomorrow. Starting a different bit of work tomorrow. Back on price after doing this favour. Gonna be. I think I'm on a single garage in a wall, 9-inch wall with some 440 pillars, two bricks wide pillar, 2x2 pillars on. I think that's what I'm on. I get told all sorts of shit, so might be somewhere else. Might be finishing my garage off. I don't know. But yeah, so we had an Arctic blast over the weekend. Over the last couple of days, and then it's snowing today, but we managed to get a full shift in. But yeah, there's a bit of footage here, me doing some more long spread pick and dip. Since this video, I've recently converted to back to Philadelphia trowel. My dad, he's recording this now, and who joins up behind me and loads out for me, and etc. etc. He's got a Marshalltown trowel, 10-inch Philadelphia. And I used a Philadelphia basically my whole bricklaying life ever since I started. I only recently went back to using the London brick and the Tyzax, and I was using a Philadelphia Tyzax for about a year and a half, and then I've been using this for about 3 or 4 months, the London brick Tyzax. And I just think, and just going back to the Marshalltown today, the quality of the steel is just fucking far superior. Just snaps bricks with fucking ease, and it's just a lot easier. My lad's fucking kicking off, so hope you don't disturb me making this video. But yeah, and I found it a lot easier for pick and dip using the Philadelphia. Just the shape, it's just easier to get the mortar where you want it on the wall. Basically, obviously, because of the longer shape of the actual Philadelphia, it gives you a nice spread. Instead of it piling and you having to drag the trowel to create the spread, it basically it's already formed for you, and I find there's just less work. It's slightly longer than the broad heel London, and it just feels easier to use. It feels like the weight's more distributed along the length of the trowel instead of right in your hand, right at the heel. And the longer handle of the Durasoft on the Marshalltown, you just get a bit more leverage off the handle, I find, because I was convinced that these short handles reduce the strain on your wrist, but after using it, I'm finding I'm not getting any wrist strain, but I'm getting actually a bicep strain on my trowel hand. And I've had that for getting on quite a couple of last couple of months. I've been feeling this bicep strain, and obviously, I do weight training. But that's nothing to do with it. It's definitely because of the weight being held closer. So it's like directly in your arm as opposed to your wrist. It doesn't spread the weight enough, I find. So I'm going to go back to using his trowel, his Marshalltown, for a good week or so, and then I think I'm going to go get one from Tool Station. They're about 32 quid. We're only talking about 6-7 quid more expensive than the Tyzac. I've got a Tyzac Durasoft broad heel, but London, but I think I'm going to have to keep that benched for a while, because it's just not up to it just don't feel as easy to use, quite honest. I've been using it, and I actually went and I've cut myself a 7-inch trowel, if you could see on my last Insta video. Cut myself a 7-inch trowel, and you'll see me using it today, doing pick and dip. Works very well. It's just a bit slower. It's just a little bit slower than using a 10-inch. If you've got a really bad shoulder or a bad elbow or a bad wrist, or you fucking end up spraining it, I'd definitely recommend the 7-inch. Very pain-free when using it. I still weighed about 400 odd bricks one day with it, but it's noticeably slow. It will slow you off quite a bit, because you are just not picking as much mortar up with it, and more trips to the board, especially with a long spread or doing traditional. I'd probably recommend it for any awkward bits of brickwork, any precision types of brickwork, but yeah, it's just not the 7-inch. You may see that Charlie Collinson using his little fucking spoon trowel, and laying fucking ridiculous amounts of bricks with it, but it's very situational. It's very situational, and it doesn't always work for real world scenarios, especially when it's hot weather, your bricks are dry, gobbers like piss. It don't really work. Definitely better off with a 10-inch trowel. I'd recommend Philadelphia now more than the London. The London does have its advantages, I'm not going to lie. But going back to the Philadelphia today, it just felt so much more natural, especially for using traditional and pick and dip. You know what I mean? I'd definitely say the London is basically an exclusive pick and dip trowel. It's just the point on it is just it just doesn't provide enough. If you can see it, I'm putting Morton on the wall, but it's providing too much of a pile. It's piling up too high, which is ideal for some bricks. Like I definitely see myself still using it when it comes to like, especially the massively holed perforated bricks. But I'd definitely say while I'm on these frog bricks, these Ibstock Nuthursts, basically a new Cavendish Ibstock, basically just rebranded. They're not actually an Ibstock, they're a Weinberger, I think. While I'm on these bricks, if I think I'm going to be on this site for a few more weeks, I definitely think I'm going to have to just stick to the Philadelphia, just with the conditions. But might try and pick up the Broad Heel Durasoft handle that I've got at the top of the wardrobe. Might have a go with that next week. But yeah, it's still a bit of using the pick and dip. We're trying to use the square on method with the pick and dip, where you just stand square onto the brick. Very challenging, really, if you've never really laid that way. I find a lot of shoulder strain as well, personally. I find a lot of torques on my shoulder quite a lot. There's a bit of a torque there. So it's, but currently having a little bit of problem with my right knee, so I'm taking it a bit steadier at work. I just, you always get little aches and pains, but just got to take it steady when they come on, and then, smash it when you feel good. Anyway, guys, that's a little bit of a trowel talk for today. Made a YouTube channel, by the way, as well. You'll see this video on YouTube. You'll be wondering why there's already been 10 videos, but at the time I was just making Instagram TV videos, so obviously I made an official YouTube channel, so hopefully reach a wider audience, since most of the YouTube bricklaying content's a bit, it's a bit difficult to watch sometimes, because it's not always well, voiced over, or it's well edited. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in some future videos next week. See you later.